appointment, which we are on our way to as we speak, to get my back waxed. All right, Brett has headed out to his parents, and I went to order something for dinner on DoorDash, and I guess I don't know if DoorDash is down in Minneapolis or what is going on, but nothing was delivering. So it's things that I know Brett would want, and I have the too much gene, like the total dominant gene. It is something I actively have to check in on and be like, hey, whoa, whoa. Good morning, everyone. How's your day going so far? I have had an atypical start to the day, which I am okay with. Today is technically a work day, but I had scheduled an appointment, which we are on our way to as we speak, to get my back waxed. So much fun being a hairy boy. I can usually shave it and stuff, but as I've learned as we're going on vacations and stuff, it's just easier to go lay down, have some nice woman rip the hair out of your skin, and then you just kind of have a smooth, semi-numb back for a week or so. So I had that kind of scheduled this morning at around 11:30, and obviously can't bring scrap with me, so it was just easier to work from home. So I jumped on, had a nice long one-on-one with my work bestie, and just bounced ideas off one another on positioning, and we've got some meetings to kind of look into what the organizational structure will look like next year, making sure that we're aligned. So yeah, did that. Now I'm gonna go head out to Minnetonka, get my back waxed, and then, God, the snow from last night is still all over the place. And then I've got a couple calls, but otherwise it's a pretty light work day. I do have a fairly big presentation I have to get done and share tomorrow afternoon around some med device broader strategy stuff. So I've been noodling on that the last couple days, which is kind of my process. I have to chew on it mentally, whiteboard a bit, have some conversations with folks that I appreciate kind of riffing with, and then a couple hours before the actual presentation, then I go and just brain dump it into slides that are consumable. But tomorrow, I'm sure a majority of my work day will be dedicated to crafting the broader story into slides. Isn't it fun being 36? No nonsense. Got back there, she's like, all right, lay down. I don't know the difference between why some of them use just wax, that's what she did, where the wax itself acts also as the ripper, for lack of better terminology, versus some where it's oh no, you have to put the wax down and then the paper and then whatever. But this one really didn't hurt that bad, and it was just the wax, so I wonder if that's supposed to be more comfortable or what. But yeah, so now I'm just gonna swing over to work, take a couple calls, and then maybe tonight, I think Brett is gonna go out to his parents. I do need to wrap up some Christmas present ordering because, as we saw, I did not succeed earlier in Vlogmas, especially with Brett. And then my parents, my sister and her husband have just kind of recently sent out their wish list. So probably do some Christmas shopping tonight, and we'll see what the rest of the day has in store. All right, I am mentally done for the day, so I'm going to head home, but one of the things that I have been actually hiding in my office is a gift for Brett that I think makes sense to give to him early ahead of our trip. So I'm going to sneak this home and maybe put it under the bed until he heads out to his parents tonight, and then we'll figure out how to wrap it and stash it. So let's go home. Hi, bud. Hi, buddy boy. Hi, bud. Are you taking a nap? Good boy. Do you want to see my back? Smooth as a seal. All right, Brett has headed out to his parents, and I went to order something for dinner on DoorDash, and I guess, like, I don't know if, like, DoorDash is down in Minneapolis or what is going on, but nothing was delivering, so we had to dig through the freezer, found some pierogies. I guess we're eating these. So I'm just gonna saute these and then get back to editing. Since I know tomorrow's gonna be crazy, we're gonna be packing, and we're gonna need to go drop Scrap off at the dog sitters and all that. I'm trying to get today's video, tomorrow's video, and the day after that's video edited and primed so that it can just go up scheduled releases. We'll see how successful I am at that. And then, like I mentioned earlier, before he gets back, we'll try and get his early gift wrapped. Yum.
It's madness. It's absolute madness.
What is?
And people can't understand that Miranda Priestley is the hero of this movie and that sad little Annie is the psycho villain. It's so fucking obvious.
All right. I am close to having tomorrow's video edited, but That guy probably has to go outside. Huh? Do you have to go outside? He's very tired. Ready? Let's try and get this wrapped up before Brett gets home. But yeah, I thought as we are doing this, we could also answer the question of the day, which is around the holidays, what is your love language? I'll give you a hint, given that we are wrapping an early Christmas gift as we speak together here. But it 1,000,000% is gift giving. Obviously, I don't mind receiving gifts, but that really is kind of my favorite thing. And as I've kind of grown up and my financial position has evolved, it really has become more and more fun for me and far outweighs gift receiving for me. Not to say that like Brett doesn't do a great job or my family and friends don't do a great job of picking stuff out, but I really love thinking ahead. Okay, what have they talked about? What's the thing that would be, especially on years like this, more of like a milestone gift rather than a gift of necessity or something like that. And that doesn't necessarily have to always be something physical. One of the things that Brett and I have hugely prioritized the last couple years is more of like experiences over stuff. Leaned in hard on like doing super cool trips and just getting away, the two of us. That's something that like we were not in a position to do when we first started dating 9 years ago. I had just graduated medical school. Before I officially joined the research lab that I was at, I was scribing. What a humble pill to swallow, you know, going and writing notes for ED docs. Yeah, as like we both have progressed in our careers, I think in the last like 24 to 36 months, like we've really hit point where we can comfortably take really cool trips together, whether that's like on a whim, why don't we go out to Joshua Tree for a long weekend and just rent a house and hang out and just kind of turn everything off, to going to Bora Bora or Australia or Paris or the US Open, or, you know, all these things that we're super fortunate to be able to do because we work so hard. And that's been really great. It's better than, you know, like a Rolex or whatever, I guess, fill in the blank thing. But there have been two items that I've had on like in the back of my mind as things that I know Brett would want. And I have the too much gene, like the total dominant gene. It is something I actively have to like check in on and be like, hey, whoa. And so one of those gifts is this. Maybe you'll see in tomorrow's vlog, maybe not. We'll see what we want to post. But this is one of them. And then there was another gift, which is the one that I was at the mall earlier in Vlogmas trying to find. And I will say I'm proud of myself because usually I would just send it. But with this gift and then with the trip that we're going on later this week, the birthday brunch at the Four Seasons and stuff like that. The like sensible version of me, which is rare, but also the version of me that is very cognizant of the fact that like the process for us to have kids is unbelievably expensive. And while I could splurge and spend the couple $1,000s on the thing, that money is probably better spent securing an egg donor and getting us ready to pick out a surrogate and things like that. I showed restraint. I am amazed that I was able to do so, but I did. And even though I've like semi-regretted it about 12 times, I'm just gonna get over it and move forward. And I know he is gonna, just like be like, this gift alone was too much. The trip is gonna be awesome. There's no like obligation whatsoever. It's more of just like a me wanting to do everything. Aim to keep that shit reined in. Yeah, there's no questions asked, especially around this time and really most times. Love language is gift giving. I also really suck. For someone who is artistic as hell, I am so bad at wrapping gifts. Like so bad. So this should be comical. What do you think this is? Don't know. I legit don't know where to put this because I thought it would fit under the bed, and I thought then maybe it would fit under our dresser, and it does not. And so the only place it fit, which is where it was sitting, was in my shower. But if I'm half awake tomorrow morning and I turn on my shower, it's not gonna be good. Not a lot of hiding spots. I guess I could run it down to the storage unit. Ta-da! Okay, something I just thought about is that he probably will come down to get the suitcases. Maybe I beat him to it and I bring the suitcases up now, because then he wouldn't have a reason to come down. Fake out.